It's Bent-O-Rama.
And today, like people watching videos, and then there's got to be a disco, is that right?
Yep. There's a disco tonight at 6:30, which is just totally Abba music, nothing else. And then at about 10:30 we have a cover band called Babba doing a live performance of Abba songs. They are a brilliant band.
It's going to be a big night then.
It's going to be very big.
Yeah. Thanks for talking to us.
I've got Luke Marshall with me, and he's apparently the king of trivia on Abba. So, shoot.
I wouldn't say I'm the king of trivia, but I mean, it just depends what you want to know about them.
Okay, so how many hits did they have?
Oh, I mean, in Australia they had an extraordinarily high percentage of hits in a very short time. Between 1975, the end of 1975, and 1977, March 1977, they had 6, 7 number one singles. The biggest hit in Australia was Fernando. There's no question about that. It was number one on the Australian charts for 16 weeks, which is the longest running number one chart hit in Australian history. Bjorn had two children. Linda was their first daughter. They had in 1971, and they had a son, Christian, in 1977. And Christian was conceived in Australia, on the Australian tour.
So what's been your favourite, what will be the favourite part of the day for you guys?
Well, for me personally, just meeting different people from interstate, from Sydney and Adelaide and Brisbane, I think it was well here. It's just nice to meet people. Yeah.
It's pretty cool that people will come from interstate to something like this.
We have people from Sydney and Brisbane and people are really interested. And how long have you guys been members of the fan club?
Not too long, but
length doesn't matter, does it? It's commitment, isn't it?
It's not membership to the club, it's loyalty to the band.
Absolutely. of people who've come all the way from Sydney to be at this ABBA convention. All the Sydney people put their hands up. Yay! So what's the big deal about ABBA?
They're the best.
Synonymous.
What is it? What is
They're
it?
fabulous.
It's unbelievable.
Promise to love me forevermore.
Beautiful.
Waterloo, couldn't escape if I wanted to. Waterloo, knowing my fate is to be with you. Waterloo, finally facing my Waterloo.
Sensational. Let's hear it. Discovered he is sporting a tattoo of Anna. Are you going to show us it, Trigger?
Yeah.
Have a look at this.
Oh my God.
You won't believe it. Look at that piece of artwork. How's that for commitment?
Gary Mooney.
Borders on obsession, huh? That's a real tattoo, isn't it?
It certainly is.
Look who I've managed to find inside. I've actually found a very strong lookalike to be on here. This is Gary.
Hi.
There you go. Now, Gary, you were saying to me, Gary's actually organising the float for the Mardi Gras next year in Sydney.
I'm actually a Sydney person.
He's a Sydney-ider.
Down from Melbourne for the convention.
And I believe you're using 2 ABBA songs?
Yes.
Yep.
The most appropriate ABBA songs, of course, Dancing Queen and Gimme, Gimme, Gimme About After Midnight. Perfect songs for a Mardi Gras float.
Makes an ABBA fan an ABBA fan?
Oh boy, I think there's an innate dagginess that never died. You really have to be a bit daggy. These are the sort of people who are in debating teams and things like that to like ABBA, especially to like ABBA through the 80s and still survive into the 90s, where to like ABBA was akin now to liking Kaja Gugu.
Absolutely. I think either everyone's a secret ABBA fan or at least they know a couple of the songs, don't they?
1 million copies of Arrival sold. Someone had to buy them and it wasn't all us.
Absolutely. Gary and I are going to get back into the disco inside, so come and join us.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
Cameras are doing No, I am sculling my wrist. It's good for the vocal cords. Too much Girls got Good luck.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See, Benny's trying to grow his beard. He has to concentrate very hard.
Benny? He's just touching up his moustache.
I'm taking my hormones.
Just to make
Oh no.
He forgot he was playing tonight, so he shaved.
You see, I had a beard. It was fake, but it left it in Ballarat and got run over. So I discovered when I looked in the mirror I could actually go through puberty while I was being Benny, and I've grown another one. on top, underneath.
Daddy,
So
how much
it's
of this whiskey
real.
have you been drinking?
It's a real man. It's a real man's beard. This one.
But he's wearing a wig.
Oh.
No, he's not, sorry.
I'm not. I've lost my moustache here.
Just look at yourself in the mirror.
It's good.
Where are you shining? There you go. Behind, are you shining?
No, I don't need that. I have perfect skin. Here's to all the other fans.
All the Babba fans.
All the other Babba fans.
Are you ready to dance? Well, please pretend so we don't have much space. You can move your hands. Come up here. You can choose your mind. Take a chance on me. You can be me, let me know when the be around. You got no place to go when you feel down.
The emphasis was placed on melodies, production, vocal quality, and it just doesn't happen. It's very, very hard to find now, and that's why I think their music is standing the test of time. And also, their stuff was recorded at a time where production values were sufficient to carry it through the 80s and into the 90s. Whereas the stuff from the 60s, as fantastic as it was, the Beatles, the Motown and stuff, it didn't have the sophistication, production values, the stuff that Abba and the bands in the 70s did.
Is the music daggy?
Not at all.
No?
They were ahead of their time. They were ahead of their time.
So why the big revival now? Why do you think they're back in the 90s?
Because they belong in the 90s, they should get back together. Definitely.
Absolutely. Okay, who's the sexiest?
Agnetha!
Oh,
Agnetha!
that's a blonde one?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, we had one Frida and everyone goes back to the blonde. Okay, why?
Why? I like Frida though.
She's very vivacious.
Yeah. Don't you think the splits were a little bit too high?
Very seductive.
Yeah.
Very seductive.
She's got the look. She's got the look.
She's got the look.
Another rock band.
She won apparently. Go away, Tram. She won Rear of the Year 4 times. Does she have the rear?
Yes.
She
Yes.
has. Okay, you've heard it first
the
from
rear.
Schofield and Ashley. She has
And
the
the
rear.
blue eyeshadow.
And the
blue
eyeshadow.
eyeshadow.
The eyeshadow. Great. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Who came up with the idea of taking off Abba?
The idea.
What do you mean we are taking up Abba?
Well,
we are Babba.
the idea came from our manager Stig.
Stig?
And he approached us and he said, you know, we want you, or I want you to sing some Abba songs, and I think it would be a great idea. So we did.
You know, and we hadn't been doing much since 1975, so
Okay.
why not start again, you know?
Oh, I heard you guys were on the cover of Leather Pride Week. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Tell us a bit about.
And
Yeah, you guys were on the cover. Is
You
that
know,
right?
Frida was wearing that costume for the next 2 weeks. We could not get it off her.
it was tattooed on
Then he
me.
still has marks on his back.
People got very confused.
I feel like the Brady Bunch here.
I'd like to make it clear we are together and no.
So what do you guys think of the reaction out there? They're really into it, that crowd. They're really out there and having fun. I like the choreography you guys are doing, and
Yeah, we do.
you guys do that yourself. Like, do you change them, or is the basic?
Well, we try to wash them every now and then.
you guys do Chiquita, is that his name?
Chiquita.
That's it, yeah, that was fun. What's the most fun you have out there with?
I don't know. We were saying the other day that depending on our moods, it changes every show, whatever mood we are in. Like when we are feeling a bit wild, we like Tiger.
Yeah.
I like knowing you because I get to kiss you down.
Is it true that you guys are like paired up? Can we start some vicious rumours? Like is Anna with Bjorn and...
We are not saying anything about
You're not saying, we're not going to get any dirt, we're not going to get any of that kind of stuff? No comment. No?
Leave it up to your imagination.
Now, why do you think the 70s have made such a big comeback? What do you guys think?
Oh, because everybody likes to wear platform shoes, that is why.
Well, yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, brings me over 5 foot. Yeah, it's the platties and the fashion and the very easy to dance to, easy to sing to music.
Yes, we find that now.
I think personally the 70s have made a big comeback because the clothes are very cheap, you know, you just can go to St. Vincent de Paul's.
For $1.50 you can put a wardrobe together, can't you?
It's very good, you know. Even some of our old costumes are down there.
Oh, jeez.
Not used to living under a ruler that was the same Hitler. No, Jeff. No, what's his name?
Kenneth. Yeah.
That's right, and we don't have much money to spend on clothes.
So what do you guys think of the competition, like Beyond Again and Beyond Again? Are they still around? Is there much about revival competition out there?
Who are they?
Well, obviously these guys aren't threatened by any competition at all.
No, actually, Beyond Again, they are in Europe and they do much bigger venues than we do in
I think
we are the original, so how can we be better?
That's probably a fair point, but you guys are supposed to be a lot better than they are.
It was the time. It was the time, and they had the idea first, and
so they made all the money.
You don't say those sorts of things. You say you're right.
Exactly.
Well, Bjorn always says that the only difference between us and Bjorn Again is that they make lots more money.
Okay, Wayne, what makes an ABBA fan an ABBA fan?
An ABBA fan, basically someone that starts from early in your childhood. You either relate to ABBA in the 70s like there was Sherbet and that, or otherwise ABBA just had that wholesome image and everyone could just relate to it, basically. I think that's really...
Like in what way? Like relating in fun?
Relate to it and it's like, yeah, it was fun, you know, you could...
And you still love them, don't you?
Oh shit, yeah. That's why I'm here tonight.
Now, apparently, people say that ABBA music's pretty daggy. What do you think?
I don't think it is.
That's rubbish. No, rubbish. Okay, it's pretty heavy. All right, why is that rubbish? Why is it?
Because it's got a great beat.
Great beat, yeah.
And a great sound to it.
Yeah. And as you know, I mean, from Priscilla and everything else, it's coming up. You know, it's been a revival.
Yeah. So why is it so big again? What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's got a great dance beat, and I think we need that, you know. I know
it's happy and it's easy and it's fun.
And then you hear on the nightclubs all this techno and this beat.
It's really like you can't dance to it every day, but you can.
And also it's got a meaning behind it as well.
member? Do you have a favourite member? Frida.
But of course, Agneta is the ultimate member of the group, so...
Why does she always win the sex appeal stakes?
Agneta.
So what about Frida? I think Frida's gorgeous.
Frida.
Frida! We've got a Frida, guys!
Pretty hard choice.
You're going to go Benny, aren't you, because of the beard?
Having the time of your life. You see that girl, watch and sing, singing the dancing queen.
Converse with you about Abba. What time is it now? Well, it's 4 o'clock now. How about till Christmas?
He obviously knows a lot about it.
Have you got enough tape? That's the question.
Do you want to be a dancing queen with me tonight? Love to. Do you want to hit some Abba?
Check that the batteries are charged.
Okay. Yep. and you are watching Bent TV.